Alright everyone, welcome to another little fishing adventure. Right now we are on the south coast of Western Australia. Beautiful little section of beach here that has no one on it at all, not a person in sight. Initially I'd planned to drive down this beach, and then I had a look at the high tide and the access and everything and went, nah, I'm not going to be driving down there. So on foot I am. Plan initially is to hike down the coast, flick around some lures on the light setup, but really the plan is just to go for an explore and check the place out. I don't really care too much what I catch. It's just a beautiful day to be down the beach here right now. And then later on after lunch, sometime in the afternoon, I'm going to jump back in the car, go for a drive and find somewhere that I can actually park up and fish. And we'll fish into the night, see if we can get something decent, something a bit bigger, maybe gummy shark, mulloway, dare I say it, or maybe just a stingray, who knows. So the reason why I'm down the beach right now, rather than, let's say, dangling off the side of the cliff or doing something a little bit crazy like that, like I normally get up to, especially on a beautiful day like this, is I'm a little bit injured at the moment. I'm pretty sure I fractured or cracked one of my ribs about a week ago, maybe 10 days ago. Doing something pretty blasé and a bit frustrating that it happened, but it is what it is. So on the light duties for a little while. So far I keep hooking them and I keep dropping. Pretty standard. Didn't even get a wind on that one. Must be a little school just moved in. First fish, what do you know? Australian herring. I'm gonna go chuck it back. Okay, now I've called that. I'm gonna swap that lure out. And I forgot to bring a backpack as well. Because I thought I'd be fishing by the car, so I just sort of rustled up something to carry my gear. Swap out this little guy. Boom. Clip on this little fella. This here is a little bit better for sort of bouncing along the bottom. I could probably do the same with this, but caught a fair few flathead with this already. Just only one good sized one, the rest have all been tiny. Oh, that's glass. What the heck is that? I thought it was going to be plastic. Oh, it's a light. This is going to be a light. Wow. Bit of beach chain. Just drop my gear back there a little bit. I'm going to fish here for a little while, have a flick, see if there's anything in there, and then hike back and go for a drive and set up somewhere. A couple of little fish in here. Didn't actually expect to see any fish in here. Tiny little things. They must come in on a big swell. Yeah, there's a few in there that might be big enough to catch. Alright, let's do this. They're interested, but they're all too small. Let's go back to the ocean. Been casting for a while. I'm going to jump in and go for a quick swim, and then probably start making my way back and go find somewhere to park up and put some burley in and get a bit of a burley trail going. Then we can get some herring, get some bait, settle in. Might grab these. Could come in handy. Use them as cray pot floats. Remove a bit of rubbish and make use of them. Give them a tidy up. I'm all set up, got a bait out. I've got burley kind of in the water, bouncing in and out of the water. Should start doing this thing soon. And I have a bucket full of water ready for some live bait. So I'm going to go try catch some herring. Keep watching my rod, I think it's just bouncing in the waves. And the 7 to 8 knot southerly that was forecast has kicked in nice and generously. Probably a little bit more than 7 to 8 knot, but as to be expected. Yeah, fish on. Let's land it now. In there, and we'll turn this on. I'm going to start prepping some of my dinner in here and make a coffee, and then I'll tell you how I hurt myself. I'm doing a Certate pancake. I got an even mixture of plain and self-raising flour. Chuck some H2O in there. Continue to check your rod in the background, mix them together. I've never made it, my wife makes it, so hopefully I don't ruin the recipe. And then chuck a couple of eggs in here. Put the lid on. And that's going to sit in the angle, keep it chilled for a while, and I'll do part 2 and finish it off later. Alright, where was I? Coffee. Anyway, so the way that I fractured my rib was right here. I was getting stuff out of the back of the ute, reaching as far as I could. I should have just opened up the other side to get something that I couldn't quite get. And then my feet slipped and I just, all my body weight on this side, on that rib, right there, bang. It must have been this arm. Oh, hurts just thinking about it. Don't know if it's fractured or not, but it's sore. There was a crunch and it's been sore for 10 days now. Hurts to breathe deep. Hurts a bit to cast with all my might. So we'll see how tonight goes. Cheers. What a mess. Phase 2, I got to fry up some pork mince and chop up some cabbage and some spring onion. Find out how this goes. Sprinkle on this stuff. Definitely need some chili. Spring onion, cabbage, it might look like a mess, whatever. It is a mess. First one is a disaster, and I think a bigger fry pan to give me room to rotate it would help. But I'm sure it would taste good. Now, my disaster of a pancake, or whatever you want to call it, goes on there. Bit of Worcestershire, and as always, a good bit of Kewpie. Well, I'm going to enjoy my dinner, watch the sunset, try to catch a few more herring, put a big bait back out and see if we can catch anything. And I won't be having a fire, unfortunately. It's just the wrong time of year, I'm not meant to have a fire, and so I'll just be responsible and wait a bit longer. Okay, so the sun has just set and my rod just keeps getting smashed, but just little things, just herring I think, maybe a couple of trumpeter. It's a bit of weed around and I'm a bit sore, but we'll push on. It doesn't hurt too much as long as I don't start catching stingrays and big lumps of weed. I'll put up with it. My rod, look at it, it's just going off. Boom, boom, boom. I just need it just to buckle though, just lots of little things. Just had a big bit of seaweed on. Pulling me down the beach it was. Oh, not too big, just decent. I need to put more line on this reel. It's not casting. So good. Out of bait. This one's a proper one. This is the biggest bit of weed I put in all night. And I've had my line in the water for about 30 seconds before I call that. So I might just wait a bit. We'll do one more cast in a sec. But I can't keep doing this. Sometimes big patches of this stuff go through. But if it's set in, I'm going to give up, unfortunately. So the weed has moved in, and I'm not going to try to fish through it. I'll just end up hurting myself. I'm going to go to bed. You guys can enjoy the stars because they are incredible at the moment. And hopefully it doesn't cloud over and you get a good night show. See you in the morning. Alright, I'm all packed up. Everything's tucked away in the car, ready to go. No fish this morning. And the wind is starting to build now. Going to get a solid side wind down the beach by afternoon. So I'm going to head on.